Not a good day for windows. Yeah. It's all wet. I think it's starting to snow. Let's go into the nice warm shop. Oh yes, it's nice and warm in here. You got the jet going. It's like 75, 80 degrees in here. Got the t-shirt corner going, so we're gonna do a shirt here for you. Here is the shirt, and we're using a heat press and HTV vinyl. So getting this so it's not too, getting this so that it doesn't drag everywhere. Okay, we're gonna do a press, getting all the moisture out of the shirt before I start putting stuff on. That takes like 15 seconds. There we go. Straighten everything out, and you can feel the moisture in this thing because it's been sitting out here. So we'll give this a few minutes before we start putting on. So I go through and I cut like all the helicopters, and what's nice is they are stuck together. So all you gotta do is peel them off, and then we can start placing them in the correct spot that we want. So there's our tag. It's going to be down this way. We're going to be lining up the shirt. And what I'm using is I'm using the shirt sleeve, little corners in the armpits, as my level. And I have this, needs to be like 100. It'd be nice if I had a actual measuring stick. See, I'm about 2 or 3 up. I can fight it and kind of get it on there. Using the tag again. The tag is right there. You can kind of see, well, you can't see it in the video, but there's a spot right here where you can see where the tag is sewn in. So I'm using that as my center point. About 100 millimeters down from that to the top of the head gives me my center point, gives me my height. And then what I'm doing here is this part right here is my level, and I'm actually out of level. So I gotta pick it up and actually rotate it down a little bit, trying to keep it on the center spot since I've already measured that point. And it looks like we're pretty level right there. We're gonna call that close enough. Slide this back in, give it a tack. 1 second tack, and that releases it from the backing paper. Now, the fun part starts in. So you have the helicopter. Then I have 3 other colors that go on top of this. So the first one we start with is our yellow. Now it doesn't look like yellow from on here, but if I can get this off, there it is. Pull that off. And I have, somebody commented, hey, you need registration marks. I don't need registration marks. I know where these go. So I know that this should be on the blade. This is hanging off the back. This is kind of lined up. This one's kind of lined up. That's kind of lined up. And then we do a tack. 1 second tack. I don't even have to put it down all the way. Just enough to get it on there. Look at that. That's freaking cool. This is one of the coolest things I've been doing. I did t-shirts last year. I did them the same exact way. And I'm a glutton for punishment because I love, ooh, see this little piece right here? That's a piece of vinyl. And if that is stuck on here, guess what? It gets stuck on the t-shirt. So you're constantly looking at whether or not you have vinyl that's not supposed to be there, and little things underneath, little pieces of dirt. And this one's really dirty for some reason. So on the top, it's not sticky. On the bottom, all the parts that aren't vinyl are sticky. So of course, dust and everything gets all over it. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna use how we put this together to get it on there. And you have certain registration points, you know, they got like the mirrors, these should be in, and you can kind of play with the shirt a little bit to kind of get that centered. Get this one centered, just a little tug. I'm not OCD, I can stop whenever I want. There we go, another quick tack. Okay. There we go. Helicopter's on. Now on to the next section. We have a big field. And center on here is about center on that. So I need to kind of come over a little bit. I'm not quite centered. Kind of eyeballed. And then this has got to be a certain, this is going to be down 65. Right there. Still centered. Now, I want that to be straight to the shirt. So I come back in here, find my armpits. Now you can see how crooked that is. It looks like it's straight to the machine, but the t-shirt isn't straight on the machine. So we're gonna straighten this up till it's eyeballed. That looks good. Okay. Now our square is squared to the square shirt. That's not squared to the machine. Quick tack. Yank that off. Then we have the next set of lettering, but here's the little trick, is I need to get this little piece. This is a backing cover. It's gonna go back right behind this. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna kind of eyeball this, get it kind of close. All right. Now, the heli portion of the writing gets centered in the main box. Now I gotta come down here and get this yellow part underneath, lined up, and it's a little off. You can kind of see right here. It needs to come this way. So all I gotta do is just give it a little tug and kind of get it lined up. And up, that's a little bit more. There. Now you can see, yep, it's a little off. Now it's lined up, and the letters are in the middle of that whole thing. But that has to get tacked down first. So I pull this off and make sure this doesn't move. Quick tack, 1 second. Yank that off. Now I can put this back on where it needs to be. And hopefully that is centered back in there again. Hot dang. Okay. There's that part. Quick tack. Yank and bank. Okay, there's that part. Now, we're not done. Now I've got to put the lettering that goes in these two parts. Always making sure we're kind of flat. And this gets centered in on the lettering. It looks good. We have another one. That looks good, centered in there. Maybe not. Let's see. What's nice about this, you can kind of step back from it, take a look. And you get down here and you can see, oh, I'm off down here. There we go. Okay. 1 second tack. That comes off. That comes off. Okay. Now, after I pick up all the shit that flies everywhere, what we're gonna do is we're gonna give the final tack down. I'm using some Teflon paper, and with 305 degrees, I know it says 315 on there, but I actually measured the temperature on here and it's 305, a little off. You know, I clamp it down. What's nice is I've got a timer right here, and I do it for 15 seconds. Timer goes off, you lift it up. They got some different ones that you do the timer and it's automatic. It will pop the thing up. That's my next one. We're done. Now, we have a special problem with these shirts. Is right here, this is where the collar is, and right at the edge of the collar, it doesn't quite tack it down. There's this little spot right there. So what I do, I just take this and I center it in the thing, and I give it another 15-second tack just for that spot. I put a little pillow in there that kind of raises it up from the other stuff, gives it some room, compress it down, another 15-second tack, final press, and one side of the shirt is done. Using my llama, my turbine llama, as my holder for my stuff. Take the pillow out, and there we go. All nice and pretty. And you can tell that these are getting tacked down long enough, good enough, because you can see the fabric texture through the vinyl. Okay, now now on to the back side. Actually, the front side. That was the back side. Get the shirt on here, kind of straight, not really straight, but that's okay. We don't need it exactly straight. I am pulling these up so that they don't drag everywhere. Okay, so first thing on the front of the shirts is this back color. Okay, this is the back color. And since I've done this a bazillion times already, I have to do them a bazillion times more. I know that we are 75, that was almost perfect. 75 from the top down. And I am actually, this is a center piece on the front of the shirt, not a left chest type thing. So I know, and I measured this for where it's got to be. I need it 53 millimeters off to the side, because this actually is kind of off center, how the design works. Now, find my armpits. Get that armpit, get this armpit. I know where the pits are at. Now you can see it's cockeyed. So, and it's like cockeyed by 1/8 of an inch. So I know this is my center point. So I'm gonna rotate it around that center point. And we're close. I need a little bit more. Just a smidge. And now I got it too much. I think I went the wrong way. Oh, kind of like my Expo, I went the wrong way. Still not right. There we go. All right, now we're even. So when you get this in its spot, try not to move it. Okay, 1 second tack. Pop it down, little pressure, just for a little bit. And then they call this a hot peel. Okay, so what goes on top of that is this big piece right here. And I know this is shadows is what this all is. So shadows kind of go down and to the left. So everything goes off of this square first. I know it kind of goes down in here. Then all this is straight to that, which would be straight to the shirt. So if I'm crooked when I start, I'm crooked the whole way through. I love building these shirts. For some reason, I just love it. Kind of plays into my OCD. That's why I'm a window cleaner. Okay, here's the first. Now what's nice about this is there's layers on each one of these, and they're all different. But I can do them all at once on, looks a little cockeyed. So you got several ways of lining stuff up. Once the square is down, you know these two lines need to match, these two lines need to match, and then you know you're pretty damn close. And we got the next section of writing. Initially, I was only gonna do black, but I did one, and it was like, nope, you can't read it. And this is a drop. This is the initial writing, and the black was the drop shadow, so you can see it's kind of offset. So it's pretty easy, kind of doing it by eye. I started out a little closer to it, but it's all mainly by visual. So there's 3 different colors, 3 different, this is the final layer. So I can put them all down at once. 1 second tack. And look at there. Now all we need is our final hot press for the 15 seconds. And then this shirt will almost be done, because I still have to do the flags on the shoulders, but that requires different pressure settings on here, a different pillow, shirts to be off the side, all that kind of stuff. And there we go. Cool this off before I put it up here on my helicopter. All right, there we go. Scale Helipalooza. I didn't say it was the best scale Fun Fly. It's implied. And then the 412 on the back. So that's how we're making shirts. And we're getting there. So I've only got I only got 2 more shirts left out of the larges. There's 12 of them. So there we go. All right. Get out and build something, whether it's helicopters or t-shirts.